and gentlemen, you're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It's one of those days here in Florida that you should be at the beach. Very hot and humid outside, but we are indoors. The indoor comfort of Tropicana Field. As today, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It'll be the Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the final game of a 3-game series from Tropicana Field here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with John Flaherty. Well, last night, Masahiro Tanaka was just outstanding. A 3-hit shutout as the Yankees even up this series as they won by a score of 4-0. But even more news following the ball game. The Yankees made a big deal. They traded for Zach Britton, 2-time closer, all-star closer of the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles acquired 3 young pitchers, Dylan Tate, Josh Rogers, and Cody Carroll, from the Yankees. Now, what can the Yankees expect from Mr. Britton, Flash?
Well, General Manager Brian Cashman got a little creative right here, bringing in Zach Britton. Obviously, an all-star closer, like you mentioned, Kenny. He brings a nasty sinker with him to the Bronx, about 97 miles an hour. You and I saw him during that series with Baltimore. He's coming off an injury with his Achilles, but he is healthy now, and he started imagining the Yankees how they can shorten ball games. Britton is going to be a big-time addition.
Well, even more good news for the Yankees today. Gleyber Torres, the possible Rookie of the Year in the American League, is back in the lineup this afternoon. He'll be at second base. That's what he's done in 63 games. .294 average, 15 home runs, 42 runs batted in. All the numbers are good for Gleyber Torres this year. And Flash, let's look at some of his highlights.
Yeah, when you look at those numbers offensively, obviously Gleyber Torres has had an amazing rookie year, but I think the energy that he brings to this lineup, the way he plays defense at second base, it gives the Yankees a little bit more stability than they had. And obviously what he has done at the plate, the 15 home runs, the 42 RBIs, and again, a little bit of speed and this nice head first slide into third base. He's a guy that has learned to hit for power at the big leagues. He is healthy now, as a successful rehab stint in Tampa, and obviously the flair for the dramatic, a big walk-off hit for Torres.
So Torres back in the lineup this afternoon, and tomorrow joining the Yankees will be Zach Britton. Meredith Marakovits got reaction from the clubhouse about the Yankees obtaining an all-star closer.
I'm Meredith Morakovitz. Kenny and Flash already talked about the trade the Yankees made with the Orioles to acquire Zach Britton. Britton actually won't be here at the Trop today. Instead, he's expected to join the team in New York tomorrow. However, it goes without saying this team is excited about the addition.
The one thing we like about it, especially in the regular season, is allows us to protect our high leverage guys, because we can give a guy a day when we want to stay away from him, and Britton adds to that mix.
I mean, I think it's huge. I think the biggest thing is Boone can give us more days when we need so, and you don't have to keep running us back out there, which I think he's done a tremendous job of doing that this year.
I see him in a variety of different roles in the back end of our pen, and but just most excited that we can get pretty smart with our matchups.
Britton has been one of the best arms in the last 4 or 5 years, and to have a guy like with his caliber will be huge. I mean, we can kind of start our own game, I guess, as the bullpen.
Britton closed in Baltimore, but Aaron Boone already said Aroldis Chapman will remain the Yankees closer, but added Britton could get plenty of opportunities should Chapman need a day off. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Ken Singleton will be joined by John Flaherty. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Tri Honda dealers, hurry to your local Tri Honda dealer for great deals on all models. By People's United Bank, we've been on a winning streak for 175 years. People's United Bank, member FDIC. By Coke Industries. At Coke, we make things that make the world better. And by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play. Here we are at Tropicana Field, rubber game of this 3-game series between the Yankees and the Rays. Well, before the ball game, the Rays actually made a trade. Nathan Eovaldi was scheduled to start, but he will not start today. It'll be Ryan Stanek, and this is the lineup he'll be facing, which is presented by Lexus. Let's take a look at it's Brett Gardner leading off in left field. Aaron Judge will be in right. Didi Gregorius will be the shortstop. Giancarlo Stanton's in left. By the way, Gardner's in center. Gleyber Torres will be at second base. Greg Bird will be at first. Miguel Andujar will be at third. Neil Walker's the DH this afternoon. And Kyle Higashioka will do the catching, and he'll bat ninth.
Well, manager Aaron Boone sending that lineup out, a day game after a night game, early noon start. They're going to face Ryan Stanek, who's in the middle of his warm-up tosses. You see the numbers for him. The very impressive 1.91 ERA. But check out our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And Kenny already told you, good morning. A little wake-up call. Evaldi got traded, and Stanek is now starting this game. Got up to a slow start this year, but since June 1st, 0.96 ERA, so really on a good run lately. And the one thing you always know about Ryan Stanek, he's going to bring the heat. Averages about 98 miles an hour with his fastball.
Yeah, I guess he falls in a classification as a opener. And this is his 14th opener for the Rays. Let's check out the Rays on defense presented by Geico. In the outfield from left to right, it is Wendell, Kiermaier, and Gomez making his first appearance of the series. Duffy, Adames, Robertson, and Bowers in the infield. Adam Moore doing the catching for Ryan Stanek. Brett Gardner steps in. 2 for 8 in this series against the Rays. The Yankees will fly out after the game. This is a brief road trip, just 3 games. They're headed back to Yankee Stadium. We'll take on the Royals tomorrow night. 5-game hitting streak for Brett Gardner as he steps in. And here's the first pitch of the ball game. And he hits it down the left field line. He's going to twist foul and make it to the seats. Still waiting for Gardner to pick up that next stolen base, where he will tie Willie Randolph for 3rd place in the all-time Yankee stolen base list. Maybe it'll be this afternoon. Stanek throws hard, fastball up around 97 miles an hour. This pitch is hit in the air to center field for Kiermaier. Over to his right, and he makes the play, and there's one down. Well, Gardner is flying out to get things started. He'll bring up Aaron Judge. Judge is 1 for 7 in this series. Well, the Yankees are built to hit home runs, but they've only hit 1 since the All-Star break, and that 1 was hit by Judge on Saturday against the Mets. First pitch from Stanek is downstairs for ball 1.
Kenny, it feels like we were here just a few hours ago, the early noon start, but a lot has changed, right? I mean, Zach Britton, now a member of the New York Yankees. Nathan Eovaldi traded from the Rays to the Red Sox, so obviously a lot of competition in the division. Both clubs making a move.
There's a strike, and it evens up 1-1. Gleyber Torres back in the lineup for the Yankees this afternoon. There's the trade. Just before the game this afternoon, Nathan Eovaldi shows up here at Tropicana Field to find out he's been traded to the Boston Red Sox. And the Rays get a young left-hander, Jalen Beeks. Foul back.
Well, I guess if you think about Boston's rotation, it's really left-handed dominant, right? So you bring in Eovaldi to give you a little right-hander in the rotation, will help them. And rehabbing from another Tommy John surgery, and the Rays, I guess, did what they do here, right? You rehab a guy and then you flip him for a prospect. Right back in the pennant race for Eovaldi.
Eovaldi could be a free agent at the end of this year. Here's a pitch to Judge, and he hits it foul down the 3rd base side. The Rays have used 14 different starters. And as I mentioned, Stanek has been an opener. He's usually a relief pitcher. Most of his appearances are out of the bullpen. It was interesting to watch him warm up today because he took about 5 minutes. He was ready. Luis Facet took the normal about 15 minutes to get ready, but Stanek just threw a few and he's ready to come in the game. That pitch is low, and it's 2-2. 19 2/3 innings as an opener. This is in 13 games. Now this is his 14th that we mentioned. But you can see he knows he has to go 1, maybe 2 innings, and that's it. He's out of the game.
Well, you think back to the first game of this series, the Rays used 7 pitchers, and Chirinos kind of saved them last night, going deep into the ball game, so they'll be able to deploy their bullpen again this afternoon.
Another big swing by Judge, and he fouled it back. There's Kevin Cash, who this year, along with, I guess, with the analytics people here in Tampa Bay, have kind of revamped the way you use a pitching staff. The 2-2 pitch hit hard off of Stanek. The second baseman Robertson bobbles it. No play, and Judge will have an infield single. You see how Stanek is. He took that, and he's limping around a bit, but he's trying to wave everybody off.
And he's waving everybody off, but it looks like he has a little limp, like you said, Kenny, and his 112 miles an hour off the bat of Aaron Judge catches a pretty good piece of Stanek.
Like it hit him behind the left knee. Looks like he's going to be okay. He wants to stay in the game. You can see him limping right away. That's, you know, as hard as Judge, as hard as anybody can hit a ball back through the middle, but especially somebody like Judge, you don't have much time to get out of the way. So that goal is an infield single. That'll bring up Didi Gregorius. Didi has driven in 13 runs against the Rays this year, 13 of his 56 on the year. Had an RBI here last night. RBI ground out in the first inning. Swing, and it's Didi fouls it off a foot, and now he's hurting at home plate.
Well, he's got that guard on the right shin, right ankle.
Might have got him above the ankle and the shin. Looks like maybe around the knee area. Well, those don't feel good.
Well, first pitch swinging, aggressive against Stanek, hunting a fastball.
Outfield playing Didi a step towards left field. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Well, the noise level is up this afternoon here at Tropicana Field. A lot of youngsters here today. It's going to be the biggest crowd of the 3 games that we've played here in this series. In the dirt, Didi checks his swing, and it's a ball with 2 strikes. When you leave here today, Flash, is going to sound very quiet. Parks and Recreation kids are here today, and they've been given thunder sticks.
Who thought that was a good idea to give them thunder sticks? Day game after a night game?
That's high, and it's 2-2. Why not a T-shirt or something? I bet you the parents will appreciate that when they come home tonight. The 2-2 pitch, and Didi hits this one high and deep to right field, but it's twisting foul. He had the distance, but not the direction.
Well, we talk about Stanek and his fastball. He also has a slider that just kind of spins middle of the plate. You said, Kenny, just a little bit too quick for Didi. Pretty good pitch to hit.
Put down your thunder stick, pick up the baseball. Foul tip back to the screen. With the win last night, we mentioned the fact that Masahiro Tanaka was just outstanding. A complete game shutout, a 3-hitter. The Yankees actually won their first game here at Tropicana Field this year. They're now 1-4 in this ballpark. The last time they were here last month in June, they were swept in a 3-game series. The pitch. Swung on, foul, tipped into the glove of Moore, and that'll do it for Didi as Stanek picks up a strikeout.
That was a battle, but Didi gets overpowered with that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, a little bit up in the zone.
2 outs now. Judge at first, and bring up Giancarlo Stanton. He's had a good series. He's 4 for 8, but his 8-game hitting streak was broken last night. He went 4 for 4 in the opening game, 0 for 4 last night. Fouls it back. Stanek continues to rush it up there, 98 miles an hour. Stanton hitting .359 in July. Been hot as the weather. That's upstairs for a ball. And Flash, you had mentioned that the way he's been taking pitches that are just out of the zone, it's like he's locked in.
Picking up the spin so much earlier against the right-handers, kind of evened up his stance a little bit. The balance has been there.
Pitch is drilled down the left field line. This is going to be a foul ball. The Yankees hit a couple balls hard this inning, but foul.
Well, they always say in a major league at bat, you're going to get at least one pitch to lean on, and that was the one right there for Stanton. Just a little bit too quick. And again, it was a slider from Stanek that maybe not as quality as his fastball is here in the first inning.
A ball and 2 strikes now on Stanton. Two and 2. Changeup.
Looked like it.
Yeah. Usually relievers get by with 2 pitches, but now that he's become an opener, so let me work on my change here. They're going to the fastball here. Pitch is on the way, and it's fouled off by Stanton. He spoils it. 99 miles an hour. Stanek up to 21 pitches this inning. Must be pretty nice, though. You know, you throw an inning or 2, you go and watch the rest of the ball game. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. A couple of strikeouts for Brian Stanek here in the top of the first. The Yankees do not score. The Rays are coming to the plate. Career against the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's the Rays lineup presented by Lexus. Kevin Kiermaier will lead it off. Matt Duffy will bat second. Jake Bauers back at first base today. He'll bat third. C.J. Cron to designate the hitters, the cleanup man. Joey Wendell will be in left field. Daniel Robertson at second. Carlos Gomez will be in right. Willie Adames will be at short. Batting ninth and catching Adam Moore.
Rays manager Kevin Cash sending that lineup out against Luis Cessa, who just finished up his warm-up tosses. We'll look at his numbers on the year. It'll be his 7th game, 3rd start. 1-1 with a 3.00 ERA. And we'll check out the pitcher scouting report, which is brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Picked up his first big league win on July 9th against Baltimore, and his numbers at AAA were outstanding. 3-0 with a 1.42 ERA. And this is a big league opportunity now that Herman has been sent down. Looks like Cessa's going to get an extended look.
Here's Kiermaier, and the first pitch hit on the ground to first. Bird has it, runs to the bag, steps on it. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the rest of the Yankees on defense. Presented by Geico. From left to right in the outfield, it's going to be Stanton, Gardner, and Judge. Around the infield, in Duhon, Gregorius. Torres back in the lineup, and Bird at first. Higashioka doing the catching for Cessa. Here's Matt Duffy, the Rays' third baseman. Takes a slider outside ball 1 for 9 in the series. And as we've mentioned throughout this series, having himself a good year. Steps up there with a .309 batting average. And that pitch is in there for a strike. We also mentioned that he hit 300 in April. He hit 300 plus in May, and the same thing in June. The only major league player to do that. So he's been quite steady for these Rays. Swung on and missed. This is that Jamie Schultz. Looks like Stanek is done. He's back in the clubhouse. So Schultz warming up, and he'll be next.
Nice gig if you can get it right. You're done by 12:25. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, but here's the deal. You can lose a game, but you can't win it in this position. Stanek, he's going to hang around the dugout for a little bit. 2-2 to count on Duffy. Sessa deals, and a little roller back towards the middle. Gleyber Torres backhand bobbles, throws, only one motion, and he gets it. Stayed with it. Shows the good hands, and there are 2 down.
Well, welcome back, Gleyber Torres. First opportunity that he gets, going to his right. The backhand, and doesn't come up with it clean, but gets a good grip and the strong throw across the diamond. Another look on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. It's good to have him back at second base.
I think one of his hobbies must be juggling. So 2 up and 2 down, and bring up Jake Bauers, who's back at first base today. He was in left field last night. Takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Bauers, one of the up and comers for these Rays. We mentioned they've had 17 rookies on the team this year. Next pitch is low, ball 2. 10 runs batted in his last 8 games. Looks like he's going to be here for years to come. That play, by the way, was scored 1-4-3, so that means that Sessa got a piece of it to slow it down a bit. Outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Bauers has been impressive. Maybe the average is down a bit, but 23 extra base hits in his first 41 games in the big leagues. That's the most ever for a Rays player. He's taking, and that's a call strike. Mike Monslinski is calling balls and strikes today. Angel Hernandez at first. Mike Winters, the crew chief, at second, and Tim Timmons making the calls around at third. Ground ball towards first. It's going to be foul. Sessa has fought back to a 3-2 count. We mentioned the start in Baltimore, Flash, at the 6 shutout innings, allowed just 3 hits. That was impressive because the Yankees had lost the first game of that doubleheader, and they came back and won the second game.
Well, the Yankees have always liked Sessa's stuff. Now's his opportunity.
Call, strike 3. Bauers caught looking. So Sessa, who went to 3-0, comes back to strike out Bauers. Nothing across for the Rays here in the first. official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. Here's how the conversation goes today. How do you think the acquisition of Zach Britton will impact the pennant race? And even if the Yankees don't trade for another starter, they made an already great bullpen better and can shorten the game even more. This also keeps Britton away from the Red Sox and the Yankees. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going. Well, the kids are keeping it going. Yep, here we go. Ooh.
Well, some weapons out there.
Yeah, should have passed out some helmet day. It should have been helmet day as well. New pitcher, Jamie Schultz. This will be his 7th appearance of the year. We saw him in the opening game of this series. He actually came in and faced one batter and walked him. That runner came around to score. He was charged with a run. Swung on and missed as Gleyber Torres steps in. His first at bats, him coming off the DL. He was out with a hip strain. Hitting at .294. He'll take one high and away, and it's a ball and a strike. We already saw his moves on defense, making a nice play. But he's been getting hits and getting some big hits for the Yankees in his initial season in the big leagues. In fact, today, July 25th, 2 years ago, was the day that Gleyber Torres got traded to the New York Yankees from the Chicago Cubs in the Aroldis Chapman deal. Well, this is an anniversary for him. That pitch is high for a ball. The trade worked out for the Cubs. They went on to win the World Series that year. Chapman helped them win it. Broken a 108-year jinx. And of course, Torres coming to the Yankees looks like he's the real deal. That pitch is low, and he has drawn a walk. So a leadoff walk here in the 2nd inning. Before Torres's call up, the Yankees were 10-9. With Torres on the roster, 46-19. With Torres on the DL, the Yankees one game over 500 as they were before he was called up.
Well, the numbers don't lie, right?
Yeah. Here's Greg Bird. Had himself a good series, 3 for 8. And he'll take a pitch low for a ball. So as he did the other night, Schultz came in and walked the first batter that he faced. That is ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Adam Moore going to go out and talk to Jamie Schultz. Schultz trying to get back on track here and throw some strikes. We mentioned the other night, Schultz, born in Albany, New York, now resides in Raleigh, North Carolina. 14th round draft pick back in 2013 by the Rays. Bird lays down a bunt, and it's going to be a fair ball. He goes against the shift. And the Yankees now have 2 on, hit nobody out. There's a dugout reaction.
Well, Greg Bird is starting to swing the bat a whole lot better lately, but he'll take the opportunity when the opposing defense gives it to him. Himself in a fastball count. He gets one up out over the plate and just bunts it beautifully down the line. Great look on Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. The shift is on, and Greg Bird takes advantage of it.
And that'll bring up the red-hot Miguel Andujar. That pitch is high and away for ball 1. Andujar, since the All-Star break, has had multi-hits in every game. There's the reaction from the dugout. That might be Bird's first bunt hit of the year, maybe of his career. Andujar with a big swing and a miss. He's had a good series, 4 for 8. Jumped his average up to 292. Flash is kind of knocking on the door at 300, just around the corner. Judge probably checking out video of Jamie Schultz, pitcher. Low ball 2, 2-1. Check out our Volkswagen League leaders. There's doubles in the American League. Eduardo Escobar on top with 37. He had one last night. Lindor, Bregman, Merrifield, and Duhar and Castellanos. All having good years in that category. 2 on, nobody out. That's high ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Andujar. Andujar had his 30th double of the year last night. Schultz has thrown 12 pitches. Only 3 of them have been in the strike zone. Neil Walker will be next. This should be right down the middle. It is, and it's hit well to center field. Kilmeyer is going to be chased back. He's going to make the play, but Torres is going to tag at second and move to third. So a productive out for Miguel Andujar, as now the Yankees have runners in the corners with 1 out. So we have found out from James Smythe that that was the first bunt single of Bird's career. So he's filled that category. He doesn't have to do it anymore if he doesn't want to. And that makes him 4 for 9 in this series. Here's Neil Walker. Had an RBI single last night. Went 2 for 3. And he's got a chance to put the Yankees on the board here with 1 out and a runner at third. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Schultz deals a strike. Last 9 games, 9 for 29. 4 extra base hits, 7 runs batted in. Today, he's the designated hitter. Outside, says Mike Muchlinski, and the count is 1-1.
Well, you think back to last night's game. Tim Timmons was the home plate umpire. A generous strike zone that Tanaka took advantage of. Muchlinski behind the plate today.
Pitch to Walker. Outside again. 2 balls and a strike. Well, Tanaka's the type of pitcher that can, he wasn't really overpowering. He didn't throw many pitches over 91, maybe 92 miles an hour, but everything had some good movement on it, down in the zone. Walker hits a high fly ball to left field to Wendell. This should get Torres in from third base. He tags, and the Yankees are going to take a 1-0 lead on the sacrifice fly by Neil Walker.
Well, the veteran Neil Walker, it's all about situational hitting and making sure you get a pitch out over the plate that you can elevate. Easy play for Gleyber Torres to score on the sac fly.
So the Yankees break out in front here in the 2nd inning. And the number 9 hitter, Kyle Higashioka, with Sanchez going on the disabled list. Higashioka back up to the big leagues. He's loose now after that swing. Chased a high fastball and didn't get it. Higashioka has 5 hits this year. 3 of them have been home runs. Schultz misses with a breaking ball, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Yankees so far a run on 2 hits. The leadoff walk has come around to score here in the 2nd inning.
Kind of appreciate Higashioka's offensive game, right? He's going to get maybe 3 at bats, maybe once a week, and he lets it fly.
Oh yeah.
He's dangerous as a backup player. You know that the opposing team isn't really going to game plan much against him. He's got plenty of power with those 3 home runs.
So he's going for the downs. Is that what you're saying?
Why not? 3 at bats, let it fly. Something good might happen. You know he's going to catch a good game. Works well with the pitching staff. Receives the ball well.
Oh, he and Sessa were AAA together.
Yeah.
This ball is a broken bat pop-up. Let's see who's going to make the play here. It's going to be the shortstop Adames who puts it away. But the Yankees break out in front here in the top of the 2nd. They score 1, and at the end of 1.5, 1-0 Yankees. It's Yankees Collectible Truck Day, the 14th in a series, and the first 18,000 guests 14 and younger will receive a Yankees Collectible Truck courtesy of W.B. Mason. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit Yankee Stadium ticket windows, Yankee Clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. It's a nice looking truck. We're trucking along here, bottom of the second inning, 1-0 the Yankees lead. C.J. Cron will lead it off. The Rays only had 3 hits last night. He had 2 of them. The rest of the Rays team was 1 for 25. That pitch is low for ball 1 from Sessa. Cron has been hot since July 1st. He's hitting .389. Next pitch misses, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. He had 2 solid line drives off Tanaka last night, flashing it. You know, 2 of the pitches that Tanaka got up, Cron was ready for him. Swing and a miss there, and it's 2-1.
I think one of the mistakes Tanaka made was an 0-2 pitch to Cron last night. He lined it right back up the middle. The rest of the night for Tanaka was right on point.
Ball is popped up, and Duhart coming down the line in foul territory is there and makes the catch for the out near the Yankee dugout. Take a quick look at the weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's very sunny outside. You can see the beautiful palm trees just outside of Tropicana Field. 89 degrees. Humidity's up there, 70%. The wind is just 5 miles per hour. Forecast mostly sunny afternoon, showers possible. There was a shower earlier today, as a lot of us were arriving early this morning at Tropicana Field. You can see the sun coming through the translucent roof here at Tropicana Field. That can be a problem for the fielders. First pitch to Joey Wendell's in there for a call strike.
Nice job by Ian Duhart, kind of taking charge on that pop-up. It looked like Higashioka had trouble picking it up with the roof.
Wendell takes a pitch inside, a ball and a strike. Kind of old school, no batting gloves. Sessa deals, and it's outside for a ball. .26-year-old left-hander from Mexico, and Wendell pulls it foul towards the Rays bullpen. Sessa now will be working to a 2-2 count.
Now it's going to be interesting to watch Sessa work today, and I mentioned he's probably going to get an extended look in this rotation, and he deserves it. He went down to AAA. The numbers are there. Picked up his first big league win against Baltimore.
Line drive towards center field, in for a base hit. Gardner's going to cut it off, and Wendell will have himself a base hit. Background, you can hear the Arrested Development song, Mr. Wendell. Again, they play that every time he gets a hit. Here's Daniel Robertson. Robertson had a 3-game hitting streak broken last night. He's had a good series, 3 for 7. He and Wendell, they play all over the field. Robertson has started at second, short, third, left field, and DH. Versatility for Kevin Cash. That pitch is low for a ball. 1 out, 1 on for the Rays here in the second. Yankees are leading 1-0. The winner of this game takes the series 2 out of 3. Change up, swung on and missed. That was a beauty. You know, if you're Sessa watching Tanaka work last night, you're sitting there on the bench and watching him just not overpower anybody, but just, what, he got 11 or 12 ground ball outs. Kept the Rays off balance. Tried another change up. That one missed. And there's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, early on, I think you're right, Kenny. Sessa watching Tanaka in the off-speed game last night, the split and the slider, and Sessa going with a lot of changeups, a lot of sliders early in this game. He has a good fastball, good enough to challenge some of these Rays hitters.
About mid-90s.
Yep.
My challenge here. Instead, he's going to toss over to first base to check on Wendell. As you mentioned last night, the Rays, well, with their lack of power this year, they were really down in the power department. They've been running the bases and stealing more. Wendell's got himself a good lead. There goes the bat. Look out. Looks like everybody's okay, but that camera took a beating. The cameraman looked like he took it off the shoulder.
Change up. Robertson way out in front. The bat goes flying. Oh, the camera took it.
Yep. Now, my understanding that Robertson throws the bat quite often. He threw one earlier this series. Went a little further. He heads up when he's hitting. Count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball towards the hole, and it's going to get through into left field for a base hit. Wendell stops at second. So there's 2 on and 1 out for the Rays here in their half of the second inning. 4 hits now for Robertson.
Yeah, Robertson had that walk-off grand slam before the Yankees came into town, and he's continued his hot hitting.
Here comes Carlos Gomez making his first appearance of the series. And he's been hot. In the background, I don't know if you can hear that at home, but his walk-up song is the theme from SpongeBob SquarePants, and that's for his kids. Isn't it kind of appropriate today with all these kids on hand? It must be getting a thrill out of that music. Gomez has been hot. He's reached safely in 7 of his last plate appearances. 2 on, 1 out. Yankees up 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Over a longer period of time, Gomez, like some of these Rays hitters, is starting to hit the ball. He's 13 for his last 30. But his season average is still just 221. We've been struggling for most of the year until lately. Swing, foul ball, and it's 0-2.
Well, guys, this is pretty cool. Gomez earlier in the series on Monday was actually out with his son. It's something he does quite often early before the game. It was probably about an hour before any other player was on the field. They started in the outfield doing a little throwing, a little pitching. Then they moved to the infield. He worked them to the left, worked them to the right. Guys, he might have had a tougher warm-up than some of the players in the game. This kid was really going for a while out there and having a great time while doing so. Then some other Rays players would come out and give him a couple pointers. But if you're a little kid, you have the full Rays uniform on just like your dad, you have to be having the time of your life.
All right. I happened to see that myself. And there's a little blooper towards center field. Coming on is Gardner. Still coming on. Races in and makes the catch. The runner's going to have to retreat. That's out number 2. We've seen that from Adrian Beltre in Texas. But Beltre does something a little different. It's batting practice for his son. And he will take him out near the right field wall, and the kid can actually hit the ball over the wall and get a home run. But each year his youngster gets a little stronger, and each year he moves him further away from the wall. So he has to, you know, hit it a little harder to get it out of the park.
But he's creating the right mindset, right?
Yeah,
going deep.
So 2 on and 2 out. Here's the young shortstop, Willie Adames, and he'll take a pitch high from Sessa. Yeah, every once in a while you see that is more acceptable than it used to be. You know, couldn't do that when I was playing, but now come out early enough, give your son a workout in full uni, no less. Throw to second. The ball gets away, but it goes directly to Bird. No advance by the runners. And every once in a while, Adrian Beltre's son would go down to one knee, just like his dad, with a big swing. Here's the pitch, and it's hit in the air to right field for Judge. The right fielder is there. He hauls it in, and the Rays are going to leave 2 men on here in the 2nd inning. We'll move to the 3rd. The Yankees will move on with a 1-0 lead.
Experience to catch every moment this season. Get Yankees home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Top of the 3rd, back to the top of the lineup. Brett Gardner, Aaron Judge, Didi Gregorius against Jamie Schultz out for his 2nd inning of work. Gardner 0 for 1, a fly ball to Kevin Kiermaier, his first at bat.
Yeah, we should mention that in the father and son category that Brett Gardner during the All-Star break had his boys out at Yankee Stadium. Brett hit himself, and then he had his boys out there working at it. It's got to be a thrill if you're a youngster.
Yeah, I saw that Brett Gardner and actually working out during the All-Star break, which I remember back in the day. You get 3 or 4 days off for a major league player. I mean, that's unheard of, and your body almost has to get back in the swing of things. So Brett taking some hacks and looking forward to a big 2nd half. 252, 9 home runs, 33 RBIs. Schultz overpowers him with a good fastball. 1 down here in the 3rd. One down will bring up Aaron Judge. Hit a hot shot right back up the middle and an infield base hit.
Tell you, it's interesting how teams play on defense with Aaron Judge at the plate. You can see Kiermaier in center field. He's playing him to hit the ball. The big hole is in left center field. They're playing him off the line. Joey Wendell off the line and left. But the infielders are playing him like he's going to pull the ball. But right now, with a couple of strikes, you see Robertson shifts back to the right side. So like the Yankees, with their shifts, they shift according to the count.
There's a 1-2 from Schultz and a good slider down and away. A couple of strikeouts here in the 3rd.
Look at the slider. To me, that if that's more towards the middle of the plate, it's very hittable. That was kind of up, but he got it to the outer third, and Judge couldn't reach it.
2 down to bring up Didi Gregorius. He struck out his first at bat, and that breaking ball misses up and away. These Yankees hitters, you game plan against a starting pitcher thinking it was going to be Nathan Eovaldi. He gets traded. Now it's going to be a bullpen day for the Rays. Pretty much every at bat for the Yankee hitters, you're going to see a different pitcher. Kevin Cash, manager of the Rays, they do things a little bit differently here. Analytics a big part of it.
We mentioned the fact that the Rays subtracted a lot of power from their team. They set a team record in home runs last year. They're way down on the list in power categories this year.
I'll give manager Kevin Cash and his entire coaching staff a lot of credit to have this team game over 500 at this point in the year. Going toe-to-toe with the Yankees and the Red Sox in the AL East. They have overachieved. Well, Schultz, an impressive third inning. 3 consecutive strikeouts. Gardner, Judge, and Gregorius. Yankees lead 1-0. Of the week. Choices are going to be Masahiro Tanaka, Giancarlo Stanton, and Miguel Andujar for the Doing More Player of the Week. All 3 of them pretty good choices. We're back for the bottom of the third. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Rays. Adam Moore, Kevin Kiermaier, and Matt Duffy against Luis Sessa. Adam Moore getting the start behind the plate today. Day game after a night game, and this guy's been around a little bit. Has played with the Mariners, the Royals, the Padres, the Indians. It's a routine ground ball to shortstop, 1 down. One down, back to the top of the lineup. Kevin Kiermaier. A ground ball to Greg Bird. First pitch swinging his first at bat, and Yankees have done a good job with Kiermaier. You see the numbers are down for him this year. Much better player than that 178 batting average.
I mean, he was injured early in the year. I'm going to head first slide. Tore ligament in his thumb. Surgery, out. Last year it was a hip problem. Running a ball out to first base. Kind of had a misstep. Injured a hip.
Luis Sessa gets a start this afternoon for the Yankees, and his opportunity in the rotation now that they sent down Herman. And you wonder, Kenny, if it's his time to kind of get going, right? The numbers in AAA have been good. Got his first big league win against Baltimore. Now it looks like he's going to get a chance. And I always felt like with young pitchers is that mental hurdle that my stuff is good enough to win at the big league level. We'll see if it's his time.
Well, after you won that game at Baltimore, you went back to the minors, worked 6 shutout innings in a game, struck out 9. That's one of the reasons why he's pitching today. He was impressive the last time up, out in the big leagues, and went right back down to the minor league and said, hey, I want to get back.
And the Yankees have always loved his stuff. The good fastball changeup combination, also his competitiveness. He comes right at Kiermaier, throws a fastball right by him. 2 down.
2 strikeouts now for Sessa. Kind of up and in. Kiermaier late.
Two down will bring up Matt Duffy. Gleyber Torres made a nice play on Duffy, his first at bat. You see Sessa working from the middle of the rubber.
Now we talk about the trades last night with Zach Britton coming to the Yankees from the Orioles. Sessa and Chad Green came from the Tigers to the Yankees a few years ago for Justin Wilson, who at the time a lot of people felt Justin Wilson's a good left-hand reliever, throws hard. And now Justin Wilson, he's not with the Tigers anymore, but you got Sessa and Green still here with the Yankees.
Pulls a ground ball, and Duhar up with it, and an easy 1-2-3 bottom of the 3rd inning for Luis Sessa, who has been impressive early on. We're going to move to the top of the 4th. The Yankees lead 1-0. An instant analysis of this game, plus an entertaining twist on the latest headlines from around the sports world. Don't miss the Michael Kay Show on Yes. Top of the 4th inning, Giancarlo Stanton, Gleyber Torres, and Greg Bird against Jamie Schultz out there for his 3rd inning. Our Audi scoreboard, the Yankees lead 1-0. Couple of hits for both clubs.
You had mentioned that Schultz was born in Albany, New York. He also went to Maple Hill High School. That is in Castleton, New York, Rensselaer County, and helped lead them to a championship in his senior year. And that was before the then he went on to High Point University in North Carolina, and then was drafted by the Rays. So another New York product in the big leagues.
Now Stanton drills this one to left field. Wendell going back on the track. Going to make the play. Stanton gave it a ride, just a little bit short.
He's had a couple of just misses in this series. He had one off the end of the bat last night. This one might be in the same category. Kind of thought he might have gotten it, but you see Joey Wendell drifting. And he has good hands and makes the play.
With one down, bring up Gleyber Torres. He walked his first at bat back off of the disabled list.
It's another one falls in the category of just missed.
And you go back to that dugout thinking you had one to drive. A little hanging slider just off the end of the bat. Schultz, who had to work a little bit in the second inning, gave up a run but struck out 3 in the third. Quick out here in the fourth. Well, you think about how the Rays have been doing things with their starting pitching and some relievers starting games, and Brian Cashman getting creative, bringing over Zach Britton to extend that bullpen for the Yankees, which is already a strength.
Yeah, that's, you know, Aaron Boone mentioned before the game during his press conference and talking to Meredith that gives him a chance to get some guys a day off or two if he wants. Not wear anybody out. I don't think you're going to see anybody work 3 days in a row. You know, and especially with Chapman with a balky knee. Zach Britton come in and close the game for you, there's no doubt, although Chapman remains as a closer.
And Brian Cashman was actually on a conference call earlier today talking about the Britton deal, as you see Gleyber Torres flying out to center field right there. And while they like the move with Britton, it fortifies that bullpen. It certainly allows Aaron Boone to do some different things back there. They're still looking for a starter, but as he put it, the price right now for starters seems to be very high. And he mentioned guys like Jonathan Loizaga, Chance Adams, Justice Sheffield, saying we do have arms in the minors. We're not afraid to use them if we can't make a deal. So leading up to the trade deadline certainly will be interesting. Brian Cashman continuing to do his due diligence, but so far nothing in the way of a starter.
Well, Loizaga was impressive in his short time. I know he's dealing with some shoulder issues now.
Well, I think about this Zach Britton move obviously for the next couple of months of the season, but also during the playoffs, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
And now you can really shorten a game with your starting pitcher. If you can get 3 or 4 quality innings, and then you unload that nasty bullpen of Green and Robertson and Betances, as Schultz has another impressive inning. 3 up, 3 down as you look at that fortified bullpen for the New York Yankees. They lead 1-0. Bowers, and this guy is all about production. Kenny, you mentioned it, 10 RBIs over his last 8 games, and he's an extra base machine. 23 of his 37 hits have gone for extra bases. And you mentioned a little versatility before with some of these Rays players, and Jake Bauers also the same thing. Play a little first base, left field, right field, DH. Gives Kevin Cash a lot of options.
As we mentioned, he should be around with the Rays for a while.
Good fastball from Sessa on their Audi scoreboard. The Yankees lead 1-0. Bauer struck out his first at bat to end the first inning. The first of 2 strikeouts for Sessa, and he's quickly ahead 0-2. The bullpen getting going now for the Rays. Castillo warming up. The 0-2 from Sessa, changeup down and away, good pitch. Easy play for Torres, 1 down.
That was an outstanding pitch. You saw Bauers swing. He had a good swing at a fastball, but he was way out in front on that changeup and barely made contact, rolled it to second. You know, I can already see that Sessa's changeup is much better than it used to be, and it's now becoming a pitch you can get people out with.
You know what, Kenny, you look at the body language too of Sessa now, and it looks like the light has gone on, right, for a young pitcher who's starting to believe that his stuff is good enough to win at the big league level. Larry Rothschild bearing down. 47 pitches for Sessa. He has been efficient through the first 3, and good slider, swing and a miss.
Another thing I like about him, throws a pitch, he doesn't move around the mound, he's ready to go. He's in the attack mode. Yeah, needs a new sign from Higashioka.
Well, Higashioka and Sessa have worked extensively at AAA Scranton. Should be on the same page. That fastball just misses down and away. Check swing.
Chase the ball in the dirt.
You watch Sessa through 3 innings, and not a whole lot of patterns either. He can sneak a fastball by you when he has to. Misses with the slider there. Get a look and see what Higashioka is thinking on a 3-2 count. A lot of times a catcher will call a slider 2-2. You go back to a 3-2. Looks like they're going to go with a fastball away. Throwing it to line drive right back up the middle, but Gleyber Torres positioned perfectly. 2 down here in the 4th.
Well, we were talking about the way the Yankees shift their infielders and the outfielders for that matter, but they've been on point most of the time this year. Particularly that ball back through the middle, that used to be a hit all the time. Not anymore.
We'll get a good look at how the infield is positioned for Joey Wendell at a base hit. His first at bat. Kenny, you mentioned the Rays a lot different offensively this year from last year. They lost a lot of home runs where they hit 228 home runs last year. Logan Morrison had 38. Steven Souza had 30. Corey Dickerson 27. Longoria 20. They have to do it a little bit differently this year.
Yeah, they're 3rd fewest in the American League in home runs. Now, as Flash was just mentioned, they set a club record last year in homers.
And they are on pace to hit 149 this season. That would be 79 less than last year. It'll be an 0-2 to Wendell. Sessa goes with a slider, fouled off. Comes the 0-2. Slider down. Wendell swings way out in front. Higashioka applies the tag, and Luis Cessa has been impressive through 4 shutout innings here in Tampa. Yankees lead 1-0.
It was a scary moment for Brandon Drury yesterday when he was hit by a pitch in the hand. He actually said it got him on the knuckle. Now, when he walked into the clubhouse today, he had a big wrap on that left hand. He said it was still pretty swollen, but he was going to ice it, get some more treatment. He's actually sitting in the dugout right now, no longer has the wrap on his hand. Aaron Boone said in a pinch he would maybe go to Drury, but would like to stay away from him today. He said he thought it would be a couple-day injury, no DL in that case. At least they don't think so. Also noteworthy, Aaron Hicks in game 1 of this series slid hard into second base trying to beat out the ball in the 9th inning. He jammed his shoulder. He hasn't been in the lineup for the past 2 days. Did hit a little bit yesterday, said he felt much better today.
Thank you very much, Meredith. As we go to the 5th inning, Yankees leading 1-0. New pitcher, Diego Castillo. Last night when the Drury got hit, that didn't look good, but Yankees caught a break. Our GMC scoreboard, Yankees up 1-0. They caught a break as Drury did not catch a break after being hit by that pitch. Castillo, we saw him in the opening game of the series. This will be his 21st appearance of the year. His fastball was up there in the mid to high 90s. And Duhar will take a pitch low and away. Did not swing. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. His appearance on Monday, Castillo worked 2/3 of an inning, gave up a couple of runs, a hit, walked a couple, struggled out of the pen for the Rays. It just fouled off. 2 balls and a strike. Bottom third of the order for the Yankees here in the 5th. And Duhar, Walker, and Higashioka. Castillo's been struggling with his control. 6 walks in his last inning in the 3rd. But he is the 3rd Rays pitcher of the afternoon. Ball is hit hard. Duffy stays with it. Crossed the diamond for the out, and Duhar continues to scorch the ball.
Castillo, a steady diet of breaking balls to Andujar. He was right on time. Look at the pitch and the good swing and the nice extension right at Duffy. Able to keep it in front. Strong throw.
Got a little helicopter move there at the end. The hot corner, 3rd base. Neil Walker with an RBI sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning. That's the difference in the ball game right now. Drove in Gleyber Torres, who had got on with a walk to lead off the inning. First pitch from Castillo is low and inside for a ball. The Yankees have 2 hits. The Rays have 2. But in the important column, the Yankees have a run. The Rays do not. Here's the next pitch to Walker, and he's taking all the way. That's in there for a strike. 1-1. Ball with 2 strikes now. In the season series between the Yankees and the Rays, it's been a kind of seesaw. Momentum. The Yankees won the first 5. The Rays came back and won the next 5. The Yankees won last night, and they lead the season series 6 games to 5. Two and 2 on a pitch in the dirt. Hit on the ground, hit pretty hard. Knocked down by the shortstop. Adames recovers. The throw is not in time. The shift was on. Adames makes the play, but Walker beats it out. See how they score that.
Well, you see Adames going to his left, and he knocks it down. Looks like it's going to be scored an infield base hit. Ball gets away from him a little bit, and he has to turn with his body. Doesn't have much on the throw, and Walker's able to beat it out.
You know, as I look at that again, it should be a base hit. He left his feet to come up with it. Walker hustling, so he's on with 1 out. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Higashioka, who popped up the short his first time. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Higashioka with a long look at the third base coach Phil Nevin, who's stationed himself well down the line with a right-handed hitter at the plate. There's a pitch in there for a strike. Sometimes I wonder why they even have coaching boxes. They There's Mr. Nevin. In the dirt, knocked down nicely by Adam Moore, kept the ball in front of him. No advance by Neil Walker.
I mentioned Adam Moore. He's been with plenty of ball clubs, always been known as a good defensive catcher. Throws out over 30% of the runners trying to steal. A textbook block right there.
A career backup, huh? It's almost, if you look at the schedule before the year and you're on their team and you remain with them, you kind of know when you're going to play. Sunday afternoon after a Saturday night game, day game after night game during the week. Here's the pitch, and Higashioka lifts it in the air to right field. Carlos Gomez makes the catch for out number 2. Now a backup catcher, I guess the real bonus for a backup catcher would be if you have a personal pitcher, you know, somebody that likes throwing to you, so you know you're going to play at least once every 5 days.
Well, I think it works out great for the backup, knowing when you're going to play, but also the starter, right? Knowing when you're not going to play. And you know, my years with Jorge Posada, he loved knowing when he was going to have his day off, because he could adjust his routine, his lifting weights and all of that stuff to go accordingly with his day off.
2 outs now. Brett Gardner at the plate. The bench has got a 5-game hitting streak going, but he's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Inside from Castillo, ball 1. Gardner started the day hitting .252. He is a career .252 hitter against the Rays. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed, levels the count, and the ball and a strike.
Kenny, you mentioned Castillo struggling with his location lately in the last inning in the third, but he's got a good slider tonight or today. He's able to throw for a strike to a lot of these Yankees hitters.
Ball is lifted in the air into foul territory. Duffy, does he have room? Yes, he does. He'll make the catch. And the Yankees pick up a hit, nothing else here in the top of the fifth. On to the bottom half of the inning with the Yankees up by 1. Carlos Gomez in right field. Yep, whoever he's talking to tells him he's all right. Made a nice play, headed back to his position. Gomez will be hitting second this inning. We're in the bottom of the fifth. The Yankees are up 1-0 on our GMC scoreboard. Daniel Robertson will lead it off. He had a single his first time. And it's a strike from Luis Cessa, who so far has allowed no runs on 2 hits. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Well, Cessa pounding the strike zone, has not walked anybody. It's been a common theme for the Yankees in this series. Only 1 walk, 2.5 games. Tanaka walked Choi in last night's game.
Teasing slider outside, a ball and 2 strikes. If I remember, that was on the 3-2 splitter that Choi didn't chase. A 1-2 pitch is outside 2-2. As it turns out, it was just a brief hiccup for Masahiro Tanaka. 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, and a complete game shutout. Ball is lined, and Torres hauls it in. So that is out number 1. Defensive positioning.
Well, we'll take a look at where Torres is positioned. Kind of a soft line drive. Easy play for him going to his right.
One out. Here is Carlos Gomez. He lifted a fly ball to Gardner in center field his first time up. And this time he pops it up to the right side. Bird is holding off Torres. Yankee first baseman has it. And there are 2 down. So quickly 2 outs and bring up Willy Adames. The Rays shortstop. Their young shortstop at that. Been up and down. This is his 3rd stint with the Rays this year. He is 1 for 8 in this series. He had a hit on Monday. Strike one call. Sessa dots the outside corner. Protecting a 1-0 lead. Quickly ahead of Adames. No balls. You're right, Flash. He's pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, you love everything about what Sessa's doing here. Able to throw his off-speed pitches for strikes to get ahead, and then overpowering some of these Rays hitters with his fastball. Adames way late on that one.
Let's see if he's going to chase this one. Yeah, they want it down and away. Lifts the fly ball to right field. A lazy fly ball for Judge. He puts it away, and another strong inning for Sessa. The Rays go 1-2-3. It's on to the 6th. That game in Philadelphia last night. As I got home, I turned on it. They were still playing. After our game was long since over. 1-0 Yankees. 2, 3, and 4 for the Yankees in their order here in the 6th inning. Judge will lead it off. Judge is single, struck out. Gregorius to follow, and then Stanton. Diego Castillo. Judge has been up 3 times. He's faced 3 different pitchers. Little roller to the left side for Duffy. Gloves it. Throws it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th. Diego Castillo will now move on to Didi Gregorius. Gregorius has struck out twice. Now, well, Didi has hit the Rays this year, has driven in 13 runs, but in his career that has not been the case. He's just barely over 200 against the Rays. This might be one of those payback years. One ball, no strikes on Didi Gregorius. The Yankees are up 1-0 here in the 6th inning. Check swing. Did he go? And no. That's Tim Timmons at third with the call. Line drive towards center field. Kiermaier coming on. He's got great speed, and he makes the catch. Showing that gold glove form in center field. Kiermaier makes the play.
Well, you're right. He does have great speed, but he gets a great jump on this looping line drive from Didi, able to make the sliding catch. So obviously has the speed to make up some ground, but a great jump, a great read off of the bat.
Former Platinum Glove winner. Here's Stanton. And the pitch is low from Castillo, ball one. Stanton's looking for his first hit of the afternoon. He is struck out and flat out to deep left center field. Back in the fourth inning, he chased Wendell up against the wall. Little roller foul. A ball and a strike on Stanton, who today is in left field for the Yankees. Ground ball to the left side. Tough hop for Duffy. Adames recovers, but Stanton's going to beat it out. And will probably be an error, although that was a tough play. First of all, as hard as Stanton hits the ball, there's a lot of overspin on this one.
I think you're right, Kenny. A lot of top spin on this one as he chops down on it. Duffy gets kind of caught on his heels a little bit. He eats him up. Rule that a base hit.
I'll take that one. So will Stanton. So now he's 1 for 3, and here's Torres, who's walked and scored the only run of the ball game, and then flew out to center field. Castillo deals, check swing. Did he go? No. It's Angel Hernandez at first. You know, the official score must have been a former third baseman. Stanton with a short lead at first. Another try at third base. This is going to be a foul ball. Duffy will throw across the diamond, but that was ruled foul by third base umpire Tim Timmons. So Stanton back to first, and it's a 1-1 count on Gleyber Torres. We mentioned today, just off the disabled list, back from a hip strain. Sent the 21-year-old to the DL. Having an impressive rookie season. The Yankees have a couple of rookies doing well. Andujar at third. Stanton's on the move. The pitch is low. To throw to second by Moore is not in time. And Giancarlo Stanton picks his spots well. He's 4-0 this year stealing bases. Now he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, no chance for Moore behind the plate. Ball in the dirt. Good jump by Stanton. Throw is wide right. Taking advantage of an opportunity to get himself in scoring position with 2 down.
The Yankees are 4 for 20 in this series with runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss. Changed the pitch out of the zone. The count will level at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Outfielders move up a step or two in case there's a play at the plate. Stanton trying to get a good secondary lead at second base. He'll be off with the crack of the bat with 2 outs. Full count now as Castillo misses inside. Next hitter is Greg Bird. He's looking for a chance this inning. Been very productive lately for these Yankees. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's fouled off. We'll do it all over again. Stanek started for the Rays, went 1 inning. He was the opener, I should say. Gave up a hit, struck out 2. Schultz came on. 3 innings for him, 4 strikeouts. He gave up a run on 1 hit and a walk. And now Castillo. into his second inning of work. Once again, the 3-2 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss, and that's it. I thought it might have been fouled off, but Torres missed it. And the Yankees going to leave a runner in scoring position. At the end of 5 1/2, the Yankees remain on top. It's 1-0. Begins on Yes at 6:30 with the Chevy Yankees pregame, and after the games come back for the extra innings postgame. That's right here on Yes. There are the pitchers: Jacob Junis, Sonny Gray, Brad Keller, CC, Heath Philmeyer against Severino, and Birch Smith against Masahiro Tanaka. Adam Moore will lead it off with a single here in the 6th inning. That'll break a streak for Cesar. He retired 11 in a row until Moore led off the 6th here with a base hit.
Well, the Yankees got 5 shutout innings from Cessa already, and their bullpen is rested after what Tanaka did last night. So you would expect some early activity down in the Yankee bullpen.
And you called it. Looks like Jonathan Holder's getting up. Kiermaier has grounded out, and he has struck out. He's 0 for 2. Squares the bunt, lays it down, and it's going to go foul as Andrew Hart grabs it once it crosses the line. There's Jonathan Holder. He's been a force out of the Yankee bullpen for the last few months. Ball and a strike on Kiermaier. So far, Cessa has allowed 3 singles, 2 of them coming in the 2nd inning. Two balls and a strike on Kiermaier. Rays bullpen is busy again. Cessa with a long look at the signs from Higashioka. Runner goes. Pitch is hit high and deep to right field. Judge can look at it. This one is gone, and the Rays have taken a 2-1 lead. Kiermaier with his 3rd home run of the year. And now the Rays lead by 1.
Well, Kevin Cash, manager of the Rays, kind of gets some things going on the bases here. He sent Adam Moore A little hit and run and probably gets more than he planned on. But Kiermaier, his 3rd home run of the year. The Yankees have done a good job against him in this series, but he gets him here in the 6th.
Still nobody out. Going to bring up Matt Duffy, the 3rd baseman. So just like that, a single and a home run, and the Rays are out in front here in the 6th. Pitch is fouled back to the screen.
We'll take a look and see what pitch it was. Changeup. And a fastball count. It just kind of spun middle of the plate. And Kiermaier, the bat gets sped up a little bit. Baseball goes a long way.
Underneath the arms, a ball and a strike on Duffy, who's grounded out twice. A poorly located changeup. Leaves the ballpark. 2 balls and a strike. Ball is hit in the air to right field. Judge will have a beat on this one, though. And he makes the catch for the out. 1 down. Take a look at this on StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Exit velocity 104.4 miles per hour and 408 feet on the distance. And Aaron Boone's going to come to the mound as Holder is ready to come into the game. So Sessa will lead with 1 out here in the 6th inning and trailing by 1 run. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Numbers on Sessa: 5 1/3, 4 hits, a couple of runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. By the way, the Rays hadn't scored in 16 innings until that home run by Kiermaier. As Tanaka and then Sessa had held them down. Here's Holder. Comes in with 1 out and nobody on here in the 6th inning. And the first pitch to Bowers is outside for a ball. Make that in there for a strike.
We'll see the numbers for Holder, and they are outstanding. 1.76 ERA, last work Saturday against the Mets.
Strike 2. Drills the outside corner again to Bowers. Bowers is struck out, grounded out, 0 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 pitches and he's gone. Holder with an impressive strikeout of Jake Bowers.
Well, Luis Sessa in that dugout for the Yankees, kind of thinking about his outing. 1 bad pitch to Kiermaier. lot to like there, Kenny. Fastball command was good, threw his breaking ball for strikes, was ahead in the count all day. Quality outing for him.
So 2 outs, and C.J. Cron, the designated hitter, will come up. He's fouled out and lined out, 0 for 2. Downstairs for a ball. There's a strike. That'll leave things up at 1-1. Jose Alvarado, we saw him the other day. He throws hard. He's warming up. He'll be coming in. 2 balls and a strike on Cron. Couldn't get around on the fastball, and it's 2-2. Cron, the former Angel. He's probably describing how that changeup kind of floated right back over the plate for Kiermaier to swing at. He got a lot of it, 408 feet. Pitch to Cron. Look out, up and in, and it's the full count, 3-2. Holder, fastball, slider, curve, and a change. The 3-2 pitch. Line foul.
Now that changeup for Holder has really come a long way. Confidence to throw it on a 3-2 count. Cron way out in front, hammers it foul.
Once again, a 3-2 pitch. Hit high in the air to deep left center field. On the run is Gardner. This one is gone. A home run. Cron hits number 20 on the year, and it's now a 3-1 ball game. Looked like a hit off the top of the wall. It went over. Cron already with a career high, and now has hit his 20th.
Cron really the one ray hitter last night who was all over Masahiro Tanaka. He's been swinging a hot bat lately, and you mentioned home run number 20 to one of the deepest parts of the park here at Tropicana Field.
The Yankees are wondering if should they challenge this or not. I think it hit and then hit that back wall and came back on the field. Wait a minute. Ooh. Well, it hit and then went over the back wall. There it goes. It's going to carry him and then over the center field wall. So that's a home run.
How does it carry him in that direction?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Joey Wendell takes a pitch outside for a ball. Well, we mentioned the catwalks. All kinds of funny things can happen in here. Wendell is 1 for 2. Line drive towards right. Judge will have to play it on the hop. Wendell's 2 for 3. So the Rays offense has come alive here in the 6th inning. Up until this point, they had only had 2 hits. They've got 4 hits this inning, including 2 home runs. Here's Robertson, who has one of the hits for the Rays this afternoon. Checking on Wendell at first. He's 7 out of 10 this year in the stolen base department. Scrambled back a little bit more. Looked like he was leaning.
Well, he mentioned the Rays a lot more aggressive on the base paths this year than they have been in the last few. Stolen base is a big part of their game offensively.
He's not going, and the pitch is a strike to Robertson. The Rays' power, what they have is come to the forefront this inning. They now have 95 home runs as a team. Inside for a ball to Robertson. The Yankees had held them down up until this inning. They had been 5 for 51 in the last 16 innings. This inning they're 4 for 6 with 3 runs. Pitch out, nothing doing. Wendell wasn't going. Sometimes teams will send a runner after a pitch out, thinking the opposing team will not pitch out twice in a row.
Good lead.
Yeah, 12 feet. Inching off a bit more. There he goes. Pitch is popped up. Shortstop Didi Gregorius calling for it as Wendell scrambles back to first base. That is out number 2. We'll make that 3 outs. The Rays scored 3 times here in the 6th. At the end of 6 innings, they have the lead at 3-1. Kiermaier with a home run. A 2-run shot. And then Crone adds another.
United Bank. Luis Cessa 5 1/3, gave up that one mistake, a 2-run home run by Kevin Kiermaier, and Ryan Stanek threw his 1 inning, couple of strikeouts. Has the rest of the afternoon off. Well, we got another new pitcher for the Rays, Jose Alvarado, going to take over for Kevin Cash's club. So the numbers are pretty impressive. 44th game, 2.43 ERA. He pitched Monday against the Yankees, getting out of a bases loaded 1-out jam in the 9th for his 4th career save. First pitch strike to Greg Bird. Bird 1 for 2, had a bunt base hit, struck out his last time. On our Cadillac scoreboard, the Rays now lead 3-1. The Yankees going to have to try to play a little catch up here to salvage his last game of the series.
Mentioned he has a good arm. That 98-mile-an-hour fastball. It wasn't a clean save the other night by any stretch of the imagination. He walked 2 and gave up a hit.
It was off speed, misses down and away.
And working an inning in the third.
It's David Robertson, A.J. Cole. Then in the Yankees bullpen. So 1-2 from Alvarado, goes off speed again and misses down and away. And Greg Bird slowly but surely starting to get that batting average up to respectability, now in the 230s. Ball hit to the right side. Robertson's going to come in and backhand it. Easy play for him. 1 down.
Sounded like Bird broke his bat as Alvarado got in on his hands.
Well, 1 down to bring on Miguel Andujar. He's 0 for 2. Hit a ball hard his last time to third base. Only 4 hits for the Yankees this afternoon. 1 run on the board. Andujar with his 30 doubles leads all major league rookies, and he hits this ball hard to left center field. Another base hit for Andujar. Big turnaround first base, but he'll hold.
And continue to hit the ball hard. They're not going to catch them all. That's the 2nd time in a row he's hit the ball on the nose.
Well, we're going to have a pinch hitter for Neil Walker. It's going to be Aaron Hicks. As Meredith told us, banged up a little bit, but available here late in the game for a pinch hit opportunity.
We're beating that play at second. In the 9th inning, jammed the shoulder. Kind of went into the bag pretty hard. And did beat the play. But shortstop Adames continued on and threw out Gary Sanchez at first. He wasn't really busting it down the line. We'll take a look back at that play. It was on Monday night. Sanchez hit the ball hard. The flip to second. Safe there. You can see how hard Hicks goes in there. Banged up a leg, jammed his shoulder. Adames continues on with the play and gets the final out.
0-1 from Alvarado. Another good fastball for strike 2.
Hicks has had 3 pinch hit at bats this year and had 2 hits.
Well, Hicks has been struggling a little bit lately. 3 hits in his last 30 at bats. That's one thing we've seen from him in his Yankee career. Kind of a streaky hitter. He can get hot. Going through a little tough stretch right now. Behind in the count, 0-2 to Alvarado. That breaking ball catches the inside corner. So 3 pitches and a strikeout. Aaron Hicks doesn't look happy with the call.
Another look. He thought it was inside. Maybe it clipped the front part of the plate as he's rung up. The home plate umpire. And just barely. Borderline, but Alvarado got the call. Too close to take.
2 down, bring up Kyle Higashioka. He's 0 for 2. Couple of fly balls. Another fly ball as he works under this one. Kiermaier's going to come in. Makes a routine play. So Andujar picks up a base hit. The Yankees aren't able to do any damage. They still trail 3-1. By your local Nissan dealer. Yankees trailing 3-1. Luis Cessa, a good outing. Ryan Stanek, the opener, through 1 inning. Gleyber Torres is back. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Kevin Kiermaier with that big 2-run home run against Luis Cessa. Bottom of the 7th, new pitcher for the New York Yankees. A.J. Cole is going to take over. On our Cadillac scoreboard, the Yankees trailing 3-1. Be 7-8-9 for the Rays. Carlos Gomez, Willie Adames, and Adam Moore. Cole pitched in Monday night's loss here at Tropicana Field. The numbers are impressive. 2-0 with a .87 ERA. 26 strikeouts in 20 2/3 innings. Seen from Cole is the ability to drop a slider in there at any time and any count. Quickly ahead in the count 0-2 to Gomez.
And had Andujar on the run from third base, charging the bunt attempt.
The Yankee pitchers this afternoon, Cessa and Holder, have been attacking Gomez with good fastballs. And there's another one from Cole. 3 in a row right by him. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
No messing around with Gomez, and he's headed back to the bench.
1 down, bring up shortstop Willie Adames. Batting average right at 200, 0 for 2. Couple fly balls to Aaron Judge. Now the Yankees have some action in their bullpen. Chasen Shreve getting loose. There's that slider hit right back up the middle. Torres up with it. Throw a little bit off the mark, but Greg Bird able to stretch and make the play. 2 down.
Yeah, it helps have a first baseman at 6'5". Shreve, I have the feeling that Shreve will come in if Kiermaier comes to the plate.
Two down will bring up Adam Moore. Had a base hit his last time up.
That was Moore's first hit as a Ray. He was called up after Wilson Ramos went on the disabled list, and Sucre took over the #1 catching duties.
He has been around Adam Moore with the Mariners, with the Royals, with the Padres, the Indians, and now the Rays. He's throwing out over 30% of the runners at AAA Durham, attempting to steal against them. The 2-1 from Cole. Goes with that slider, the bread and butter pitch for A.J. Cole. It's a 2-2. Goes with that breaking ball again, misses down and away. The Yankees lost the first game of the series, a tough outing. See Kiermaier on deck. They won last night. Masahiro Tanaka was brilliant. They have to play a little catch up here. They're down 3-1 to the Rays. Another slider from A.J. Cole and another 1-2-3 inning for the Yankee reliever. We're going to take it to the top of the 8th. The Yankees trailing 3-1. But look at all of the pitchers that have been used by the Rays today. Stanek started it. Schultz came in, threw a couple of innings. Good slider there to Aaron Judge. Then it was Diego Castillo. It's Torres swinging a slider up in the zone, and then Jose Alvarado has taken over. The combination has held the Yankees down today.
Alvarado still in there for Kevin Cash's Rays. Stanek, Schultz, Castillo, and Alvarado. Stanek was the opener today. 14th time this year he's opened a game. Alvarado's in there now. Gave up a hit last inning. Yankees did not score. We're in the 8th. Down 3-1. Back to the top of the order. Gardner working on an 0-for-3 afternoon. He'll be followed by Judge and Gregorius here in the 8th. On our Hyundai scoreboard, 3-1 to Rays. First pitch misses for ball 1. The Yankee offense this series, they've got 22 hits, but 19 of them have been singles. Their #1 weapon, the home run, has deserted them here at Tropicana Field. And he's, at least thus far in these games in Florida. That's inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Hard throwing Jose Alvarado. Gardner taking all the way, and that's in there for a called strike. Sergio Romo, who's not feeling well the last couple of days. Looks like he's ready to go again. Ball 3. Well, fast speed analytics is sponsored by Fios by Verizon, and that was 97 miles an hour by Jose Alvarado. Gardner trying to work his way on, bring the tying run to the plate. And he will. That's way out of the strike zone. A leadoff walk handed out by Alvarado here in the 8th inning. Sometimes his control is a little spotty. That'll bring up Judge. Go back to the first inning. Judge had an infield single. Since then he has struck out, grounded out. Judge representing the tying run. The Yankee fans trying to get something going here. At the Trop. Let's go Yankees. Rings out. Judge will take one high and away, ball 1, and Moore's going to go out and talk to Alvarado. And here comes Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach. Remember, the only Yankee run scored today after a leadoff walk, that was to Torres in the 2nd inning. We've had one here in the 8th to Gardner. A lot of coaching going on with this club. 17 rookies. So Judge ahead on the count, a ball and no strikes. You mentioned this is the best crowd in the 3 games as far as attendance, also the noisiest. Here's a call strike to Judge. Last night 19,579. On Monday night 14,670. Today we find out 27,372. Strike 2 call the Judge.
See Aaron Judge not happy with himself. Alvarado coming right at him. Back-to-back fastballs middle in.
Changeup is popped up. It's going to be Robertson, the second baseman, who makes the play, and there's one down. And that'll bring up Didi Gregorius, who is 0 for 3. The Yankees have 5 hits in the game. They haven't been able to put 2 together in an inning. All singles today. Ground ball and through into right field for a base hit. Gardner turns at second. He's hustling, and he'll make it to third. So Didi with a hit, and the Yankees have the tying runs on base here in the 8th inning.
Well, Kevin Cash left the lefty in there, Alvarado, to face Didi Gregorius, and Didi does not waste any time. First pitch fastball middle down, just drills it right past Bowers.
Giancarlo Stanton is walking to the plate, but first Kevin Cash is walking to the mound. He's going to get a new pitcher. It looks like Sergio Romo is going to come into this ball game. He'll be on the mound when we come back, and we'll be facing Giancarlo Stanton. How we got to this point in the game. The Rays offense came to life in the 6th inning. 2-run home run by Kiermaier, and then a solo shot by C.J. Cron, and that's how they got their 3 runs. The Yankees scored their run back in the 2nd inning, but they are threatening. They're threatening here in the 8th inning. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Giancarlo Stanton will come to the plate. The new pitcher is Sergio Romo. The last couple of days he has not been available. He has stomach flu, but he's back in there now. Romo features a sweeping slider.
A tough matchup for a right-handed hitter.
First of all, he's going to check on Gregorius at first base, who represents the tying run. Stanton has an infield single in 3 at-bats. Swing and a miss at that slider for strike 1. Romo, of course, had had success with the San Francisco Giants when they were winning world championships out west. Sweeping slider, strike 2.
And he drops down a little bit. He steps towards third base, throws across his body, and it's tough for a right-handed hitter to pick up the spin and the delivery way off the plate.
Good stop by Moore. Holds Didi at first base. That pitch well out of the zone. 1-2.
Nice play by Moore. Obviously keeps Brett Gardner at third and Didi at first. A double play still in order.
Romo stands on the third base side of the rubber. Give him a nice crossfire to that outside corner against right-handers. There's a throw to first. Didi back easily. Here's a look at the setup of Sergio Romo. Veteran reliever. Or sometimes opener. He's trying to make sure that Didi stays nailed at first base. Now Romo has had 5 openers this year. Ball is hit high in the air to center field. Kiermaier going to make the catch. Gardner's tagging, he's coming, and Kiermaier will throw to second base, which is the heads-up play. So Gardner scores. It's now a 3-2 game, and you know Kiermaier is thinking.
Well, Stanton ends up with a sacrifice fly, but we'll take a look at the pitch by pitch. Slider way off the plate, big swing and a miss. Another slider off the plate, big swing and a miss. Misses down and away with the slider, and then he's going to come back with it 1-2. Stanton had a pretty good pitch to drive, sacrifice fly, and the Yankees chipping away.
Yeah, you know, Kiermaier, I think under normal circumstances would have tried to throw home, but with 2 things played against it. First of all, was Gardner at third, who has great speed, and number 2, he wants to keep Didi Gregorius at first base, who would be the tying run. The throw comes home, Didi could move to second. So now there are 2 outs. The Yankees have a run in. Torres at the plate, and he took a pitch for a strike. Next pitch swung on and missed, strike 2.
You see that fastball at 86 miles an hour. It just looks so much harder after all the sweeping breaking balls Romo throws.
That is just a little bit high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on young Mr. Torres. Romo very animated on the mound. He's thrown over there about 4 times with the Didi at first. Didi does have 10 steals this year. Another quick throw, and he's back. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Torres. Playing his first game since coming off the DL. Certainly a welcome arrival for Aaron Boone and the rest of the ball club. Outside, and the count is run full. That means Gregorius with 2 outs. A running jump on this one. On deck is Greg Bird. The Rays have a left-hander to the bullpen. Ball got away, and there's time's going to be called. That might be Johnny Venters down there. Yep. Here's the payoff pitch. The runner's on the move, and it's fouled back to the screen.
A really good at bat by Torres here, laying off some tough sliders, fouling that one off. 3-2.
Has Romo thrown anything else but a slider?
He's thrown a couple of fastballs just to kind of show you that he has it, but majority it's going to be that sweeping breaking ball.
There goes Didi again. The pitch, fastball fouled back. It's about his top speed, 87 miles an hour. This is the 8th pitch of this at bat. Coming up.
Well, this is the one you got to lean on if you're Gleyber Torres. 87 miles an hour right down the middle.
Runner goes. Pitches swung on and missed. Strike 3. Romo gets the job done. Well, the Yankees creep a little closer. They pick up a run here in the 8th. They're 7.5. 3-2 Rays. Game as Bob, Jack, and Meredith bring you highlights and analysis of today's game, plus a look ahead to the upcoming series with the Kansas City Royals. It's right here on Yes. Dylan Betances will make an appearance. He'll face the top of the order here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Good numbers for Dylan. Only hitting 163 against him. 74 strikeouts in 42 in the 3rd innings. Kiermaier had a big blow in the 6th inning. His last time up, a 2-run homer gave the Rays the lead at the time. It was swing and a miss. They added another. As we look at our Hyundai scoreboard, 3-2 Rays in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tall right-hander deals, and that drops in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. That's Chapman getting loose, stretching out in the bullpen. Just in case he's needed. Call strike 3. Kiermaier took a heater, 98 miles an hour.
Well, Dylan Betances has really turned his season around after starting off a little bit slow, and he's been throwing his fastball so much more. That's pretty much right down the middle. Kiermaier obviously waiting for a breaking ball. He didn't get it.
So 1 down for Matt Duffy. Now gets a chance against Betances. Duffy working on an 0 for 3. In there for a call strike with the slider. Tried it again. This one missed the outside corner. 1-1. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning, Greg Bird will lead it off, followed by Andujar and Hicks. That's outside. 2-1. Yankees have kind of slowed Duffy down in this series. He's 1 for 12. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Gosh, what do you think that is?
It's a long day right there.
It looks like there might have been some ice cream involved in that crime. It pitches outside. It's 3-2. The 3-2 pitch on the way, and it's a roller towards the right side for Torres. He charges, throws, and there are 2 down. And we'll bring up the first baseman, Jake Bauers. He's had a couple of strikeouts and a ground out today. Ball is lined over the head of Torres into right field for a base hit. So Bauers picks up a hit in his 4th at bat. And he's on with 2 down, and bring up C.J. Cron, who had a 2-run home run his last time. Cron serving as the designated hitter this afternoon, and his home run is the difference in the game. His 20th of the year. Talk about the Rays running. Let's see if Bauers is going to try and get himself into scoring. There he goes. Pitches outside to throw to second. Is not in time. Jake Bauers picks up his 3rd stolen base of the year.
Well, the Rays aggressive on the base paths, and Higashioka gets rid of it in good shape, just maybe to the shortstop side of the bag. See Bauers with that head first slide. Gleyber Torres applies the tag just a little late. Nice slow motion view of that. So now in scoring position. Pitch was a strike, and so's that one. 0-2. You know, Bauers, his 3rd stolen base in the major leagues, but that was a big part of his game in the minors. 40 stolen bases in 2.5 years in the minor leagues. Well, he can motor, at least at the minor league level. The 0-2 pitch. High inside, 1-2. 2 outs, a runner at second. Yankees find themselves down by 1. Well, his bullpen is busy. Looks like we're going to see another pitcher in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Cron got a piece of it, fouled it back. Johnny Venters. Just returned from the DL a couple of days ago. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Betances strikes out a couple, leaves a runner in scoring position on to the top of the 9th. Yankees are going to try and rally against Johnny Venters.
Johnny Venters. And those are his numbers on the year. Venters is quite a story. Sergio Romo is now playing third base, which means that Venters is probably going to face one hitter, and that'll be Bird, and then Romo will come back in the game. So Romo at third. And Kevin Cash has done this before this year. This is not the first time.
You had a pitcher play first base, right?
Yeah. So Bird is 1 for 3 with a base hit. He'll face Venters, who over the years, not 1, not 2, but 3 Tommy John surgeries. Now you're going to have to move him around. Yep, move over this way. Looks like he's bringing in a plane. That pitch is swung on and missed. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Bird. Now they're moving Romo over towards shortstop. That is way out of the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Venters has picked up 1 save this year. We talked about all the surgeries that he's had and kind of fought his way back to pitching in the major leagues each and every time. Bird hits the ground ball to the right side for Robertson. He's in short right field. Throws Bird out, and there's 1 down. I think that Duffy now at second base, Robertson at short, Romo at third. And now let's see what they do. Kevin Cash talking to the home plate umpire, Mike Muchlinski. Venters is on the mound for now. And Romo is approaching the mound. That's it for Venters. Looks like Adeiny Echeverria is coming in. And he's been out with a rib cage problem, but not severe enough to put him on the DL. So all this maneuvering will have Romo back on the mound. Venters gets to pitch 1/3 of an inning. So Matt Duffy moves back from shortstop to third base. Romo moves from third back to the mound. Echeverria takes over at shortstop. So he's ready to go. I mean, he was all warmed up before. And he'll get Miguel Andujar. Meanwhile, the Yankees are still down by a run, but there's 2 outs here in the 9th inning. David Robertson is up in their pen just in case things continue here into extra innings, into the bottom of the 9th, I should say. Robertson at second, Echeverria at short, and Duffy at third. And Duhar is 1 for 3. Had a solid single to left field his last time up. Ball 1 inside. So Romo had a brief time at third base. Over at the hot corner. But this is really the hot spot. The mound. Swung on and missed on a slider, and it's 1-1. Strike 2 as he paints the outside corner. 1-2 with that 86-mile-an-hour fastball.
He throws his fastball just enough that you have to respect it. These are the type of games that manager Kevin Cash has been winning here in Tampa Bay, the close 1-run ball games.
Oh, was fouled off. They played enough of them. "41 games decided by 1 run. They won 18 of them. Little roll shoulder to the left side. Going to be a tough play. Romo comes up with it. Will have no throw to first base, and it's an infield single for Andujar. The Yankees have the tying run on.
Well, again, it's that sweeping slider from Romo. It's off the plate, and Andujar just gets a piece of it. You see Romo gets off the mound in good shape. Great play just to get there, but the smart move not delivering the throw.
And Duffy is back at third base. He didn't have a chance. So Aaron Hicks, who hit for Walker his last time, was called out on strikes. Switch hitter jumps over to the other side of the plate. Tying runs at first base with one out here in the top of the ninth inning. Check swing, and it's over the outside corner for a called strike. The veteran Sergio Romo in the dirt. Adam Moore has been very impressive behind the plate today. Ball and a strike.
It looked like a changeup that you yanked in. You see how Moore just positions his body perfectly. We talked about Romo, how tough he is against right-handed batters, but a comfortable at bat for a lefty in Hicks here. Breaking ball coming into you, doesn't overpower you with velocity.
Like a fastball away. That was the first pitch. Good swing. That one was not quite to the corner. But Hicks is down. Ball and 2 strikes. Austin Romine will hit for Higashioka. Ball is hit on the ground to second. Over to second for no. The ball is dropped. Andujar starts for third, but it'll stay at second base. All hands are safe.
Well, obviously Aaron Hicks runs well. Don't know if they would have turned it, but Robertson the throw a little bit offline, and Duffy just looks like he tried to be a little bit too quick. It's going to be an error on the third baseman Duffy.
So the tying run is now in scoring position, and Hicks is at first, representing the go-ahead run, as Austin Romine will come to the plate. He'll hit for Higashioka. So Hicks reaches on the fielder's choice. Andujar is safe on the error. Things getting interesting here in the top of the ninth inning. Outside, ball 1 to Romine. This is Romine's first pinch hit at bat of the season. And you see he's done pretty well with runners in scoring position, and there's Andujar perched at second base. Hicks over at first. Pretty good speed on the bases for the Yankees. Two balls and no strikes. That one just missed. Chapman joins Robertson in the Yankee bullpen. Yankees looking to rally here in the ninth inning.
Well, Austin Romine really been driving the ball well to the other way this year. Probably going to get a fastball or a slider out over the plate.
He got one, and it's in there for a strike. The Yankees have not had many innings in this game where they put more than one man on base. Romine, it's a pop up down the right field side. On the move is Bowers, and he makes the catch. He makes the catch, according to Angel Hernandez. He said he was pulling the ball out of his glove, and that's going to be an out.
You see Bowers goes down to a slide, makes the catch there, and then on the transfer the ball pops out. It's a good call by Angel Hernandez.
So 2 down, and that'll leave it up to Brett Gardner. Veteran against veteran here. Gardner had a walk and scored in the 8th inning. Outside of that, he's 0 for 3. Only had 3 at bats against Romo, but he's had 1 hit in those 3 at bats. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Romo, who takes that familiar walk after every pitch. Walks to the front of man, then to the side, and enters from the side door to get back up on the hill. Two runners lead. That is low. A ball and a strike. Brett Gardner trying to make something happen with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Against the veteran Sergio Romo. A call strike as he hits the outside corner.
I see Brett Gardner not happy with that call.
Maybe good reason not to be happy with it. Yankees are 1 for their last 15 with runners in scoring position in this series. Haven't been able to come through with a big hit. Moore. Another good stop behind home plate. 2-2.
Well, you're expecting the changeup to be away from a lefty, not yanked down and in, so that makes that play even more impressive, be able to get there easily.
Well, Romo wants this to be the pitch of decision. He doesn't want it to go to 3-2 and give the runners a chance at a running start. So let's see what happens here. Pitch is on the way, and it's low, ball 3. So the runners will be on the move. 3-2 with 2 outs here tonight. Judge is on deck. And Duhar at second. Hicks from first will be on the move. Everybody on their edge of their seats here at Tropicana Field. Rays trying to hold on to a 3-2 lead. Here's the pitch. The runners go, and it's grounded foul. Romo went with his signature slider. A nail biter for both of these managers. Couple of deep breaths and Romo's ready to go. There go the runners. And it swiggled. He missed strike 3. It looked like Gardner chased a bad pitch. The Rays win it by a score of 3-2. And they take the series 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. So in front of the biggest crowd of this series, yep, Gardner chased a bad one. And usually doesn't happen, but it happens here. And the Rays can celebrate a victory.
See the frustration from Gardner, the excitement from Romo. And these Rays, who have given the Yankees trouble this year, take 2 out of 3 in this series.
We'll be back as we wrap this one up from Tropicana Field. The Rays win it by a score of 3-2. We'll be back in a moment.